You're here right now at this moment because tomorrow you want to be somebody greater than the person you are today. You see yourself succeeding. You have vision. You have a dream. Congratulations. You're already 10 steps ahead of 95% of the world. Imagine if Michael Jordan was scared of missing. He would have never taken a shot. Imagine if Steve Jobs was afraid of people not liking his product. There would be no iPhone. So ask yourself this: do you want to be a person who fears failure, or do you want to be a person who loves success? Which one? Because you're going to have to pick today. And I'll tell you, one thing is failure and one is success. And if you love success, there is nothing that can stop you. All those negative things people say will mean nothing. They're going to talk about how only 1% make it to the top. Big deal. Want to know something else? Only 1% stick with that fitness program long enough to see results. Only 1% of nerds stick with that video game long enough to get good at it. Only 1% of relationships stick it out to the end. That doesn't mean you have a 1% chance. It just means you can't behave like the 99%. You'll have to do something better than giving up a month from now. Those are just numbers. You want to talk about numbers? Take a look around you. And take a good look around you. Are you like 99% of the people around you? If you are, then you're in the wrong video, my friend. You have to love success just as much, because that's going to allow you to get up and go for it. Being scared to fail won't do anything. In fact, when you love success and you start going for it, guess what happens? You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail 10 times, 100 times, maybe even 1,000 times. But that's okay. Failure isn't permanent. Failing isn't permanent. You get right back up and keep going. And this time, you're going to be stronger, wiser, and you'll be more driven than ever. And for every 10 failures, you'll land 1 success. You have to love success so much that you're willing to fail 10 times before you can succeed once. That's how a winner does it. I want to explain the biggest myth that most people think leads them to success. And here's the myth. You might believe it. If you're scared to fail, you won't fail. Lies. Biggest myth ever. And I believed it. You see, I always thought that being scared to fail in life would literally keep me from failing. I would look at the losers around me and I would say, sheesh, I never want to turn out like him. I really believed this train of thought would help me succeed until one day I was walking down the street and I saw an old man. He had a hat, suspenders, and a cane. He was about 80 years old. This man was barely walking. He could walk, but the cane helped a lot. He was struggling. So anyway, he was walking across the street and he ended up falling. So I went over to go help him, and he gets up and says thank you. And we introduced ourselves, had a little conversation. Told me his name, and I told him mine. His name was Robert, by the way. And right as he walked away, I told him this: Robert, you should stay inside where it's safe, my friend. Robert turns around and says to me, I love walking. And I love walking way more than I'm afraid of falling. So I asked him, well, what about your safety? Don't you want to live? And he told me this. These are the exact words. He said this: Solo, living means doing what you love to do. And if I had to fall here and there to do what I want to do in life, then so be it. And he just walked away. Never saw him again. That was it. But that statement really had me thinking. And it had me thinking hard, because I learned something that day. That's when I realized the true key to success. See, I always thought if I could just fear the act of failing, and I fear it like crazy, I will succeed because I thought the fear would magically motivate me to get out there and start taking action. But after that day, I realized something. I realized it's the love for success that will lead me to succeeding. So just imagine if Robert feared falling. Would he even start walking? Of course not. He wouldn't even do what he loved to do. He would sit at home and take no type of action. But he loved walking, wasn't even scared to fall. It gave him life. That's what allowed him to get up and do it. He loved walking so much, he was willing to fall 10 times a day just to do it. And you have to be the same. And you have to be the same. So next time someone tells you you're going to fail, do you know what you tell them? Tell them they're right. But you're not afraid to fail. You're not afraid to take action. You're not afraid to jump. You're gonna fail 10 times, but you know what? It's cool. Because on the 11th time, you'll succeed. Oh, you'll succeed all right. And it'll feel good. And while you're over here living the life of your dreams and complete happiness, guess where they're going to be? That's right. They'll be failures. The real failures, over there where it's safe. Scared to fail. You have to say no to your friends, to say yes to your work. Because what you're going to do, like lose that idea because you decided you'd like to have a drink with your friends, it's not worth it. Your friends will be there. The alternative is you go through life and you had this great idea and nothing came of it because you got tired. And yeah, sometimes you don't go to the party all your friends are at because the idea is calling to you in that moment. You should seek favors. See, if you're playing it safe, you're not going to live. It's by trying things that we figure out how far we can go. You got to get outside of the box. Success with the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, anyone that has a goal and they're moving towards it if they're successful. They're scared. They're scared of complications. They're scared of failure. Failure is the big one people are afraid of. But failure is one of the most important things you could ever have as the motivation to do things differently. To live a great life, you must be prepared to fail, sure, and to die, maybe, as well. Tomorrow is not promised. I gotta get as much done as I can. Freedom is available to everyone. There isn't anyone that could not live the way they want to live. Why don't they? Why don't they? They don't know, and they don't even know they don't know. We get so caught up in the day-to-day of living. That's it. How many of us really experience life while we're living it? Do what you want to do with your life, right? Don't go be doing something you don't enjoy. Don't get locked into, a car that you can't afford and doing something crazy because you need the money. Don't do that. Do what you wanted to do. What is it that you really want to do? Because if someone else is doing it, you can do it. I mean, everybody makes their own path through this world, but a lot of people don't follow the path they really feel called to. Everyone encounters difficulties. There's no easy road. It does not exist. It is impossible. Everyone has issues. Trust me. Everyone has a hard road. We all go through hard times. We all go through depression. We all go through doubt. It is what makes you a person. Those difficult moments will build your character. Sometimes we've just got to get up and get shit done. Sometimes you have to pull yourself up and you have to push forward, even if you want to stay in bed. Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith.